Hello, I'm here to tell you to stop carbon offsetting. Carbon offsetting is controversial. A carbon offset is a reduction in emissions of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases made in order to compensate for emissions made elsewhere. It's effectively buying your way out of a problem that you have created. Some might call that compensation, but others may say it amounts to corruption or greenwashing. An example of this might be the aviation industry deciding to plant trees in exchange for its carbon use, rather than looking for new technologies to improve aviation fuels and plane design. Other examples would be a clothing company that manufactures overseas and pays a carbon tax to compensate for their transport emissions for their products. More effective reductions would be bringing production closer to their point of distribution or choosing to ship via sea rather than air. We have started to see fashion companies use the term carbon neutral, seemingly justified by their carbon offsetting activities. Unfortunately, this is not addressing the problems that they have caused by extended supply chains that span many continents and have large carbon impacts. A whole industry has been engineered by companies who will help organisations offset carbon rather than address the crux of the problem, which is reducing emissions in order to reach net zero. But there is another way to drive change more quickly, by introducing a tax system to incentivise better business and products. We need a tax to make the producer internalise the cost of their products. What this means is that the final price of the goods should include the external costs, the costs of the environment and those in the supply chain. Currently, our out of sight, out of mind manufacturing means that the true costs in terms of pollution, dangerous chemicals, poverty and risk to our biosphere are not paid for by the end user. The cost is paid by those who are working in or living close to the supply chain. It is similar to the polluter pays principle, which was incorporated into international law at the 1992 Rio Summit. It simply means that those who cause environmental costs should be made to pay the full social cost of their actions. So far, only 20 countries have implemented a carbon tax to date, so making environmental taxes more politically acceptable is crucial. No one wants to pay higher taxes, but what if countries collectively regarded this as a way to achieve a circular economy faster? Or a policy option could be to consider financial subsidies to those who are developing low carbon technologies to level out the playing field. A more complicated method would be a personal threshold tax. The Citizens Climate Lobby, or the CCL, is an interest group active in promoting the implementation of a carbon tax with a redistribution of revenues, and its figures suggest that more than 60% of the American population would be either financially better off or virtually unaffected with this kind of policy. I am personally in favour of a tax levied at the point of sale on the product, so that those products made better would be priced more cheaply. This would also drive down consumption overall. For too long, the cost of goods has been external, paid for by others, and the biosphere, resulting in cheaply, badly made items. In Europe, we have adopted producer responsibility, which is about making sure businesses that manufacture, import and sell these products are responsible for their end-of-life environmental impact. So far, this has only been implemented in some electronic goods, but it should be more widespread and should be enforced with taxes. As goods become more expensive overall, we must consider implementing a more equitable financial tax system for low-income households to ensure that they are not adversely affected. Throughout this series, the word integral has been used, and this concept is key to systems thinking, making each part of our businesses and our citizen consumer behaviour responsible and accountable. But why is this so important to us and the climate crisis? Because, for example, if the garment and textile industry continues on its current path, by 2050, textile production will use more than 25% of the entire global carbon budget. That's 1/4 of everything we use, including food, energy, construction, just on clothing. Moving away from today's linear and wasteful textile system is therefore crucial to keeping the current target of a 2-degree average global warming limit. But crucially, the climate crisis is only one element that risks human extinction. Even greater threats are the breaking down of our biosphere to land, marine environments and atmosphere. Our life support system is currently breaking down, and we must quickly move to an action plan to save it. The only way we can reduce risk is to holistically design a model for production with the circular economy at its core. So what exactly is the circular economy? For a long time in fashion and textiles, we have followed a linear model. We take, make, wear, and then we dispose of our clothes, usually by burying or burning. In the UK alone, that's 7 tonnes disposed of every 10 minutes. The circular economy is a solution where instead of a linear model, resources travel round and round in a system being used many times or repurposed. Materials are designed to be reused and no value is lost. This automatically creates less waste and carbon use. The circular economy framework has been adopted by many cities as a way forward to a better lifestyle. These cities are focusing on the use of non-renewable sources. This system thinking is being implemented across the world, so please join us as an entrepreneur and as a citizen to implement a better, healthier way to live.